The following game has been rated T for teen by the ESRB, although it does not list any sort of restrictive content found within the game. That means anyone under the age of 13 should not be watching this video. You have been warned. Greetings and salutations. I am Outlier, and I bid you welcome to this channel. Joining me today is, of course, my usual co-hosts, Snowball and Wolf. Well, today we're going to be playing Stronghold 2. That's not even close to what you normally guess. Well, give me a minute and I will tell you. So the premise of the Stronghold series, of which Stronghold 2 is the third game of, is that it's a medieval, I don't want to say medieval life simulator because you're not really simulating life in medieval times. That's more Kingdom Come Deliverance-esque type gameplay. But it is a medieval settlement and, to a certain extent, warfare simulator. Should point out that the Stronghold series is a favorite of mine. I have played through a large number of them. Yes, as mentioned before, I'm not really a fan of the estate system in 2 and 3. But apparently people seem to think the second one is better than the third one, at least what few comments I read on the Steam website stated as such, so that's why we're playing the second one as opposed to the third one. Yes, there's also Stronghold Legends, which takes the Stronghold mechanics and adds in a mythological aspect to it. But I haven't really played that one either, and I have a rule for this channel that I don't film gameplay of video games I've never played before. So that's why we're going with this one as opposed to any one of the others. That one's not out yet. But I digress. This game is, of course, made by... Thank you again. And that being said, let us begin. So, every Stronghold game, at least every one that I've played so far, has two different campaigns. A peaceful campaign where you just focus on the economics of building and running and managing a town, which I will admit can get surprisingly complex, and a military campaign where, in addition to doing pretty much everything in the economic campaign, that takes a slight backseat in terms of it becomes infrastructure to fuel your armies and your military might, because in the military campaign, you have to fight off opponents, and they don't try to outbid you in terms of the price of wheat. They outbid you in terms of using more rocks to fling at your castle than you do. So there's that. Yes, you can't forget about the wooden sticks either. The fact that they fling them at you from bent pieces of wood tied with string. Very bendy string. Yes, we're talking about archery. So, much as I like both campaigns, the Path of War, as it's called here, is probably gives a better understanding of the game as opposed to the Path of Peace. So let's go with that route. It's been a while since I played this game, so I actually forgot that there's all these different various campaigns and modes that I could be playing. But I'm a big fan of stories, so let's start with the campaign. And there's 12 chapters. Chapter 1, Search for the King. Sir William, a noble lord. We will not be playing as
Bring him down!
That guy has either very good or very bad aim. Lord Barkley, aka the Hammer. I can see why.
The king? No. Barclay does not hold him.
Maybe the rumors are true. William, what if he really has fled?
Then he's a smart man.
We must reach the boat.
Alright, so the objective is fight through the guards and reach the boat. Failure objective is my lord dies. He's the one in the helmet. And the other objective is Sir William dies. He's the one not in the helmet. So,
Ride for that gatehouse. They'll try to cut us off.
I'm assuming that's the gatehouse we have to ride to. So this is us. I should point out that this first mission is kind of an introduction to the characters, so there isn't really much to it. It's just basically go here, get to there, kill off these guys because they're now in the way, and get to the boat.
These are spies! They shall not pass! Charge!
So much for not passing.
What now?
Now, Master Steele, we travel inland up the river to a long-forgotten castle. Some monks have need of your aid.
So it is true. They search for their king.
And chapter 1 is done. No, that's not the whole game. Game gets more complex after that. As I said before, this is just to introduce the basic characters and the plot line for the campaign storyline. Moving on. First Command, Chapter 2.
Shortly, you will be meeting your first employee, Tom Simpkins, the scribe. May he serve you well. Now, I must bid you farewell, Matthew. I ride on today to find support for our cause.
Sir William often spoke of our cause. In truth, with the king dead or fled abroad, I know not the purpose of our fight. 3 weeks ago I was Sir William's page, and yet now there are so few left that the royal champion can trust that I find myself here, in command of my own estate.
Alright, so my objective is to rebuild the ruined bridge, and the failed objective is the Lord dies.
You need to place a stockpile, my liege.
And we are paused, I believe, because there's no stockpile. And the stockpile is where all the resources go.
Cite your granary, sire.
Except food, that goes in the granary.
People are coming to the castle.
Oh, goody.
Well,
If it is not young Matthew Steele, I do believe you have grown since we last met. The brothers and I need help, Matthew. The bridge leading to our monastery has collapsed, as you can see. Provide us with the wood and stone we need to repair the bridge, and we shall give you a flock of sheep in payment.
Okay. So where's the stone? But it's right there. So a variety of buildings with which we can build, because it's technically the first mission where we can actually run a town. We don't actually have much access to much. In fact, we have a granary, which has... I mean, we have apples. Alright, so I had to mess with some settings.
People
and,
are coming to the castle. Our
should be good
granary
now.
stocks are growing, sire.
How are they growing? We don't have any means of food production. I mean, we have the granary, that's it. So as I was saying, I'm trying to figure out exactly how much grain we have. Wrong button. Not grain, food. Here we are. So we have 77 apples. We have 41 months of supply. And we have one type of food being eaten. We also have, well, now 19 wood, because one of the monks is taking it to repair his bridge. So before they burn through all of our wood, we are going to need to make more. And we make more, at least I believe we make more, using the saw pit. And every non-military building that you put requires a peasant to run it. So peasants gather at your campfire.
Oh, sorry? Did you say there's no need to pay tax? Well, I never.
I give it time. You guys need to make money before I can take it from you. Lawfully, I should point out. But as I was saying, every worker that you have running your town comes from the peasants around your campfire.
Your popularity is rising.
Oh, good for that. Don't much care for popularity in real life, but then again, I'm insane. But if you build buildings without any peasants, you don't have anybody to man the building. And you can get more peasants by building hovels. These buildings right here. I'm also going to need 20 wood to build a stone quarry. And actually, technically 25, because unlike wood, where the guy just basically walks out with a mule, chops down a tree, saws it in half, puts it back on the horse, that's not a mule, that's a horse, and then takes it to the stockpile. If you build a stone quarry, as you will see, they will harvest stone, they'll gather stone, and then the stone will just simply sit there until the ox...
You do well, Master Steele, but please hurry. The brothers are late for an important mission. There is a holy relic they must recover.
You guys always losing holy relics. Anyway, I digress. So, but then the stone will just sit here, and then you have to build at least one ox tether, and then the ox tether will come, pick up the stone. They'll do this for iron as well. And then they'll haul that, and then that guy will haul it to stockpile. What was that, 65 wood? Also, certain buildings require more people. For instance, the stone quarry, it takes 3 people. Also, this is our character. This is the Lord, Matthew Steele, I believe the name called him. And normally he just simply sits out here, or he hangs around the settlement. Unlike in the first Stronghold game, we can actually give him commands. So I can have him walk around here, I can have him go here, I can have him fight, I can command him like any other standard military unit. But the thing is, unlike other military units that we can sacrifice for the name of the cause, the Lord dies, you lose the game. And in Stronghold 2, if you keep him on civilian duties, which means the AI just controls whatever it is he does, he'll do things, at least later in the game, once you have a bigger, better economy, he'll do things to gather special resources which you can use to purchase more powerful troops. Yes, you can rotate buildings. Alright, so we now have somebody going out to the ox tether. This one still has a spinning not working symbol because we are one peasant shy now of being able to run everything. So we're going to need more peasants, and to do that, as I said, we build a hovel. Now the more people that there are, the more people you need to feed. So for instance, we had 77 apples, and that gave us a 41-month supply of food. Now with all these peasants here, that's dropped down to a 14-month supply. And yes, they have been eating it. Every time this bar fills, one more unit of food gets eaten. And since there's more people, there's more mouths to feed. Quite literally. Alright, so they used up all the wood that they need to finish building the bridge. Yes, this is one of those games where you just where you can basically just go around and watch people do things. And now that we have 16 units of stone, the monks are going to come by and abscond with it all because they needed to build the bridge. And given the fact that, well, we don't really have much else to do right now, I'm fine with it. It's not like we have the ability to build walls. Not like we need walls to build any, well, we need walls to protect anything. And the bridge increases. It's now 92%. I'm thinking one extra block of stone may actually do it. I was so busy setting everything up, I didn't see them build with the wood, so. Also, these are all the resources that the stockpile can hold. It's wood, stone, iron, pitch, I think wool, garments, grapes, candles, ale, wine, well, not ale, wine, ale, hops, flour, and grain. Then, of course, the normal people food is apples, bread, cheese, and meat. I say normal people food because there's an entire extra line of food production that's used solely for nobilic purposes. Yes, I'm well aware nobilic isn't actually a word. Because they only needed one stone, why are the other 5 guys just stealing this? Are we good now? I'm guessing we are, because here comes the militia of monks. Of course, you know, what kind of monk militia has swords and shields? I mean, the guys with sticks I can understand, but... No, I thought monks were supposed to be peaceful. But then again, this is a religious order we're talking about. They have a different kind of view of peace. Yeah, I guess that is mean, to a certain extent. Anyway, good luck on your holy mission.
Thank you, young Matthew. With the bridge repaired, the brothers can begin their quest, and I can get back to my duties. Oh, and here are the sheep I promised.
Thank you, Friar Jacob. I shall send word to Sir William. Great. What am I to do with sheep? Give them each a sword and send them forth into battle?
I like that line. That line amuses me.
What is it, Barclay?
Someone infiltrated my castle. I thought you had better know.
Who was it?
There were two of them. The youngest one I did not recognize, but the other...
Well, who was the other?
From a distance, it was you, Devereaux.
How interesting.
I have had them tracked down. I thought you could deal with them.
Well, I could. But why not give our friend Olaf another big bag of gold?
Great idea.
So, my brother still lives.
Pascal Devereaux, aka the Hawk. And we win. Next mission.
I see you have settled in well, Master Steele. Now, if you find yourself short on food, there is a meadow close to our monastery ideal for rabbit hunting. You are most welcome to eat all you can, as personally, I find them quite a pest.
Thank you, Friar. I shall commission some hunters. A message came from Sir William. He's negotiating with Flemish traders for a company of archers. The people of Flanders suffer a notoriously harsh winter and find themselves in need of cloth which I am to provide. Sir William has requested that I start cloth production immediately.
Yes, and cloth requires something special. It's a advanced resource, because you just don't build a building and then magically get cloth. It needs to come from somewhere. And it comes from sheep. Exactly. You forget last mission? No, he didn't actually give them swords and send them into battle. They're being used to generate wool, which is in turn turned into cloth that I need for the Flemish archers. To the game! Anyway, apparently these guys are still at it, going off for the holy relic of who knows what. Alright, and
Granary stocks are very low, sire.
yes, we have 18 units of food, which lasts 4 months. Of course, now we have a hunter's post, which we can use to get more food. Where are these bunnies? I'm guessing this is the field he was talking about. But for fast turnaround, let's just put the hunter's huts, well, here.
Do you ever get that feeling of deja vu?
I feel like I had more wood than this. Interesting. Of course, one thing that the Hunter's Huts of Stronghold 2 does that the first Stronghold didn't is that these birds auto-generate, which the hunters then shoot. I mean, if there's other animals like deer or the aforementioned rabbits, which I don't actually see, are in this area or on the map, they may go hunting them. But in the first one, if there were no deer or any other wildlife to actually hunt, then the hunters wouldn't actually do anything. At least in this one,
Our granite stocks are growing, sire.
they'll auto-generate food. At least initially. Because, you know, we got 3 apples and 7 things of meat. And that's it. Alright, so now we have the ability to, I would say mine sheep, but it's, grow sheep. Got 3 more peasants left. So let's put, 2 sheep pens down.
Our food stocks are dwindling, my liege.
Of course they are. I do like the hunting dogs. Yeah, so now that the farmers are, well, at their little farming huts, eventually we should get wool. Which is to be used by this weaver's workshop. To turn into cloth.
Evening, my liege.
Also, every peasant under your employ has a name.
I love the fact that everything here is tax-free. It makes a nice change.
Hold still, you daft sheep. I don't want to nick ya.
So, for instance, this shepherd is Josh Roundtree. That's the child who apparently doesn't have a name.
I love the fact that everything here is tax-free. It makes a nice change.
Right, well, in the first one, everybody had a name, including the women and children.
Evening, my liege.
Apparently, only the employed peasants actually have name, like the Weaver Fiona Wilberforce, or
Hold
the
still,
hunter
you.
Mike
Got ya.
Roundtree. I'm guessing maybe the brother of Josh Roundtree, who I think is the shepherd. But then again, I don't really much pay attention, so moot point, moving right along. On the plus side, we now have 5 months supply of food, so at least it's increasing. That's all I ask. Alright, now there are several stats or resources that you need to keep track of. Obvious is, of course, gold, which is used to buy things once we get a market to actually buy things, and also hiring out military personnel requires coin. Don't think building structures actually requires coin, just the military units. And there's also another resource known as honor, which you generate by being a lord. It was a new thing for Stronghold 2. The original Stronghold and the Stronghold Crusader games, the two that came before this one, didn't have that. And you also have your population, which is right now 16 out of 16 people, and popularity, which is sitting at a nice 96. Goes from 0 to 100, and it's important to keep up high, because if it ever dips below 50, people start leaving, and the fewer people you have, the less jobs get filled. Okay, and now we have
Good day to you.
Josh Roundtree here taking some wool and dumping it at the stockpile, where Fiona the Weaver is now turning it into cloth. And you can also sit here and just watch all your peasants do their jobs. It's always fun. I also like seeing the granary fill with food. Alright, and the Weaver has made a bolt of cloth. So 1 down, 14 more to go. And because we have 2 shepherds and 1 weaver, we have an increasing stockpile of wool. So we'll get more wool than we will cloth. So if we wish to speed things up, all we have to do is put down another weaver's workshop. Of course, the spinning red circle means that there's no peasants, because if we check by the campfire, there's no one here, because there's no one free. So there's 2 ways we can make certain somebody's free. We can destroy an existing industry. We could also just simply turn it off, which would free up the peasants for other jobs. Or we can just simply get more peasants. So we can just simply put down another hovel, thusly. And our population cap has jumped from 16 to 24. And as you saw, one peasant turned into Daisy Ramsbottom, which is our second weaver.
Morning, your lordship.
And then the unemployed peasants will just simply sit here by the campfire until work happens, or I need to hire them as military units. Because while your military doesn't...
Oh, sorry? Did you say there's no need to pay tax? Well, I never.
That was going to say. But basically, your military doesn't eat into your pop cap just sitting around, but you do need peasants to hire into military units. So while you can have a pop cap, while you can have a population cap of 24, you can get, however many units the game allows. It's just you won't get them as quickly. So, for instance, I have 17 idle peasants. I can only create 7 military units at any one time, and then I have to wait for more peasants to sit around the campfire. In the meantime, we now have a month's food supply of 6, because we now have 37 units of meat, and I'm not certain that's going to be enough, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down 2 more hunters' huts. Which means the 7 idle peasants that we have, 2 of them are now hunters, which means only 5 sit by the fire. For some strange reason, the game won't let us eat the sheep. But given the fact that, at least for this mission, I need them to produce wool to make the cloth, I won't complain. Meanwhile, the woodcutters are deforesting the entire landscape. I should point out that while you can technically run out of trees, stone and iron, I believe, are...
There is word from Sir William.
Matthew, you must make haste with your cloth production. Flemish trading ships have sighted a longboat belonging to Olaf Grimtooth, the Viking warlord. It will do our cause no favour to have his berserkers running riot.
I'm working on it. And I'm already at... how much cloth? 5? Yeah, that looks like 5. And there's 5 there, so 1/3 of the way there. It's 15, right? Now 47 units of food, so that's increasing. I do like the birds just sit there, whereas the arrows just keep taking them out. Also, the arrows don't hit the dogs, so it's always fun. I also like how they're basically shooting right in front of the granary. It's like the center of town, and they're just going to town against the birds. Never mind, people could walk through here. But the game doesn't operate like that, so I won't complain.
Good morning, your lordship.
Alright, so popularity is at 100%. It won't actually increase past
The
that.
people worship you, sire.
And if we look at the reports, popularity is increasing because we're not taxing people. Always.
The people worship you, sire.
We have no military strength because we don't have any military. Apparently I have armed peasants. I forgot about that.
There is word from Sir William.
Olaf is heading your way, and the Flemish have yet to dispatch their archers. I will shortly send you a constable to give you military guidance, but please hurry.
We are doomed. No one can stop Olaf. His bloodthirsty berserkers are fearless. We are no match for them.
So you say. We also have honor gained. These are the various things that get you honor. We have 5 idle peasants, 0 unfulfilled jobs. There can be crime in your town, so you can build a dungeon eventually. And finances, we don't have any finances, and then we don't have any extra estates, which is the one thing I don't like about this game. But that's just me.
The people worship you, sire.
Cool. Yeah, okay, so it is 15 cloth. So where exactly is the tax interface? Might not have access to taxes just yet. I wonder if you don't build cloth fast enough, do the berserkers just show up and kill everybody? I think I managed to get enough cloth in time. And I'm at, what, 13? Yeah, so 2 more units of cloth. So the one she's working on and the one she's about to start should be enough. Meantime, I have a ridiculously large supply of wood, so if I need to build wooden walls, I shouldn't have any issues with resources. I also have a decent supply of stone, so if wooden walls just aren't enough, I have stone walls to beef up the fences with. I also have 55 units of food, which now lasts 9 months. Also, I can tax if I'm running low on food or I want more food, or I need more food. I can increase rations, decrease rations, so I can go extra or double, which increases popularity, or I can go half or none.
No rations? Really?
So there's that.
Rations.
That is the last of the cloth. I hope Sir William has a plan, as we have left ourselves defenseless.
There's nothing to fear, Tom. I'm sure Sir William will soon arrive with reinforcements.
I wouldn't bet on that.
A travelling storyteller has arrived.
Oh goody. Story time.
Once upon a time, the king held the most grand of feasts. He invited lords and ladies from throughout the kingdom to gather in one of his great halls. The cooks and servants worked well to see the feast was ready on time, so were too busy to see the traitor in their midst. The guests arrived and marveled at the delicacies on the table.
5 years ago today, hostilities in our great nation ended. I have summoned you here to pay homage to our fallen heroes and to usher in a new era of peace. Raise your glasses with me in a toast to a new beginning.
The king is poisoned! Apothecary!
Knowing his life hung by a thread, the king summoned Sir William to his side.
Your Majesty, I shall watch our borders most carefully.
And that is the story of how the king was poisoned.
Not the borders you should probably be worrying about. But what do I know? Alright, so we won that mission. On to the next one.
That is a castle? This is going to be one of the easiest battles you bloodhounds have ever fought. You do not need me here. I will wait further down the coast.
I remember when Olaf raided our country last. He left only destruction in his wake. This man butchered many families, and I'm determined that my people will not suffer the same fate. William's constables arrived, and at last I will have some men to command.
Alright, so here we get into the actual military aspect of things. As usually, the first couple missions are just to basically get you with the basic understanding of infrastructure. So now we actually have to fight people off. So the objective is no enemy or enemy invasions are left. Most combat in Stronghold is wave-based, so you basically set up to defend. Occasionally you have to siege a castle with a set number of troops. And then, at least in Crusader, I think it's also the case in here, might only be for the freeform campaigns, but there are also missions where you have a castle, your opponent has a castle, and you have to both defend against them and attack their castle. So, those are fun. Anyway, let us begin. So here we go.
Constable John Briggs at your service, sir. The cloth has been sent to Flanders, but there is no news of Sir William and his archers. We must hold Olaf back on our own. We need a barracks and an armory, and I suggest getting our spear production up and running fast.
Alright, so as usual, all the wood and stone we accumulated so far is now gone. Plus side, we still have the hunters. There's food. There's also sheep. And usually they come in...
Begging your pardon, my liege, but I have taken the liberty of setting up a trade agreement with a local merchant. We can now sell any cloth we produce directly to him.
Oh, goody. So anyway, let's set things up. So the barracks is where we hire the standard military troops. Put that right there. And then the armory is where we store all the weapons. We'll put that, well, right next to the barracks. Right along the road. And then we have rock baskets for walls. That's for our actual walls. And we can now build walls. So we can get wooden walls and platforms, which are where people stand, and wooden gatehouses. So I'm assuming they're coming from this angle. So let us build at this choke point. Set that there. Put that there. That way the doors open and close. At least I think the arrow is supposed to face outward. If not, it's going to be an interesting siege. And so that way we can get access to the walls, let us build platforms. Set one there. Set one there. And you know what? Let us double line the wall just for extra defense. Would say build a second gatehouse, but apparently won't let us. Anywho. Alright, so now that we have a basic defense set up, we can get a market, which, let's not put it in the bird hunting zone. So put that there, and we can buy cloth for 100 or sell it for 40. Because he likes gypping us, but it's how we get coin. And one thing I'm not seeing is spear production. So we may have to go with armed peasants, which is not something I actually want. Apparently we can only buy and sell cloth. Interesting. Alright, so
Recruits needed, sire.
let's get peasants, and as I said last mission, while your military doesn't feed into the population cap, it does draw from it. So unless I build another house to get more peasants, I can only hire peasants. Well, I can only hire troops 5 at a time.
Recruits needed, sire.
And I'd prefer not to use armed peasants, but as far as I know, it doesn't give me spears, at least not yet. Maybe after the first invasion. What I would like is archers, because we have this nice wall here, but you know, no ranged units to stand on top of it.
Recruits needed, sire.
I mean, I guess in theory, I could just simply match them.
Matthew, we wish to help, but are being attacked by dangerous bears. If you could get rid of them, we will happily help guard the road to the east.
Villagers have seen bears roaming free, my lord. It is most distressing for them.
Oh, those must be the bunnies that they talked about last time. Where are these bears? Oh, there they are. So, let's just keep building up our troops.
Recruits needed, sire.
And once we get, say, 25, hopefully we only lose about 24 of them to each bear. So, there's that. Also, don't forget, part of your army includes the Lord. And while, as I said before, he dies, you lose, he is technically one of your strongest units.
Oh! Over there, then!
Alright, send the troops to march, what little we have of them.
Oh, why?
Alright, where'd the...
Our troops are under attack!
Alright. Go attack the bear. Yeah, they even named the bears Paddington and Yogi.
I see.
Well, clearly, 25 armed peasants are not enough. Hey. So we have enough food for to stand more than a year.
Recruits needed, sire.
Alright, let's try this again, but with more people. I mean, they almost killed one. Okay, maybe there are 3. I could have sworn one of them was named Paddington. Guess not.
Recruits needed, sire.
So now in the first game, the higher popularity, the faster peasants were recruited. Not recruited, joined your settlement. So I don't know if that's the case here, or if it's just they increase at the same steady rate, regardless of popularity again, so long as it's over 50. But I'm not going to take the chance. Besides, and the only way I can drop popularity is to cut food consumption, or to tax people. And cutting food consumption when I'm getting more food than they're eating is silly, and I have no way of increasing taxes. So more
Recruits
armed
needed,
peasants.
sire.
Right-o!
Alright, let's see how 39 armed peasants are. They can't kill everybody. I mean, yes, they can actually kill everybody, and they did the last group. I'm really hoping that there's only going to be one invasion, and it's just counting down until the final one, until the only one.
Yonder!
Okay, so that's probably the fresh bear. And we probably should not be sending the peasants in one at a time. Well, to be fair, they are only fighting one bear this time. Okay, so there's Paddington. So yeah, they did manage to almost kill the 2 bears.
Of course!
Probably if I had focused on one bear as opposed to switching them by accident, they may have actually killed off one and they could focus on the other. But I didn't, and I got 25 men killed. And I lost 8 men so far. And bear's dead.
Some of our fighting monks are on the way as promised.
Alright, so I lost...
Oh, yes!
Technically 35 men to kill 3 bears.
Recruits needed, sire.
And in exchange, I get... some monks? I didn't pay attention where they went.
Right?
That's the Lord.
The Lord is my master.
Oh, here they are. So I get 5 armed monks. Goody.
We march for heaven.
Okay, cool.
With the grace of God.
Hang up on top of the barracks for right now.
Recruits needed, sire.
And I'm actually running low on coin. That's probably why they allow you to sell the cloth now. Generally the cloth is used by the lady of the castle to make dresses for dances and other balls, but because they haven't introduced her yet, and to be fair, she's not a named character, she just
Recruits needed, sire.
They haven't gone into the honor system yet, so there's no need for that, so we're just basically selling off goods.
Hey-ho! Or none! Oh, har! Hello! Let's get walking!
You do not have enough gold to train this unit.
Alright, and we're now out of money. Well, plus side, our standing army consists
You
of
disturb my prayers.
79 armed peasants, 5 armed monks, and the Lord. We also have, what was that, 106 wood, 144 stone. Looks like we have more wood than stone, but who knows. Looks like 2 units of wool and 2 units of cloth. So, looks like they sell 2 units of cloth per, well, 10 units of cloth per unit, 10 gold per unit of cloth. And at 5 peasants, well, 5
You
gold
do
per
not have
peasant,
enough gold to train this unit.
I can get 2 armed peasants per unit of cloth. I mean, it would be nice if I could sell the wood or the stone, but I can't, it's just the cloth, so. Fun times that. Why did it suddenly say eel pond? Yeah, it's market, weaver's workshop. Oh! We can get spears. I really gotta pay more attention. But I need 100 gold to build a pole turner's workshop, which is where we get the spears from. So I would need 10 units of cloth. And no, I can't just disband the peasants. So we're going to have to go with quantity as opposed to quality. That stockpile is just going to fill up with wood.
Here they come!
Alright.
Where lies my quest? We will root out the evil in this land.
Everybody march. So apparently there's going to be more than one invasion, because the thingy isn't all the way down yet. We got what looks like 5, I don't know, barbarians versus 5 armed monks and a ridiculously large horde of sacrificial lambs. I mean armed peasants. Did not notice we could build spears, even though I had a feeling we could. Oh, we also have the Lord. But as I said, he dies, you lose. So we're not sending him into battle unless absolutely necessary. Besides, it's only 5 guys. And they walk around the wall.
Where is the heathen's blood to be spilt?
Cool, everybody dogpile.
We search for the sinners.
Is that everybody? I hope that was everybody. Alright, so we lost, what, 24 people on that? And I found a glaring weakness in the defensive line. Just fix that. That was because it was a hill, they couldn't actually travel there. So, alright, so one way to figure out if there's a hole in the wall, let's close the gate.
Yes.
And order our troops
I would
back.
question your vision.
So would I. But then again, I'm crazy, so what do I know? So it looks like now the wall is secure.
Our faith is unshakable.
That makes one of us. On the plus side, 2 more units of cloth and I'll have enough to actually build the pole turner's workshop. Of course, I may not actually have enough time to get enough money to build this pole turner's workshop, have the pole turner build enough spears, and then actually pay people to get spears. Now to become spearmen, to actually make a difference, because there's that little much time left. Alright, now we have 100 gold, so... Pole turner's workshop, and we have 684 units of wood. Put that there. Get a pole turner. He pulls from this one, not that one. But he basically walks off. He goes to the stockpile, gets his wood, goes into his workshop, puts the wood in the lathe, and starts making a spear. And then once he's done making the spear, he takes the spear to the armory. Where it sits unused for the end of days. Get some of that, and then each spearman takes 8, so let's hire 1 spearman.
Yes, Liege!
Add him to the pile of meat. Spear forward. Yeah, it says eel pond. Why does it keep saying eel pond? Anywho. So food seems to be hovering around 11 to 12 months. So if I increase population anymore, I'm going to need more food producers. Otherwise, we're going to eat ourselves out of house and home. And I say that as it dips to a 10-month supply. Of course, it does take time for the birds to land, the hunters to shoot the birds, and the dogs to gather the birds and dump them off in the granary. On the plus side, we now have another spear.
Spears! Up, keep ranks!
We have now doubled our force of advanced military units. Add another one under the pile.
What's our mission? For our
Not die.
Lord!
Well, I should say, not let the guys with axes kill everybody. And troops are attacking. And now there are... what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them?
They're here!
I see that.
Weapons needed, sire.
Alright, since I guess they can't just simply walk around the wall, They're gonna hang tight until they figure out what they want to do. I know in the first Stronghold they could chop down walls with weapons. And since it's just a wooden wall, I'm guessing they can do that as well. At least for now. So I guess we have enough time to hire out a fourth spearman. And here they come.
Out?
Yep, they're literally cutting through like it's nobody's business.
We believe.
And they're through.
The flesh is weak, but the spirit is strong.
Alright, so one guy just ran past our entire force, so everybody fight all of them, and our Lord will take care of this guy. And he managed to kill one peasant. And the Lord has killed the raider.
They are running, sire! The day is ours!
Sir William has sent us a message.
I pray you are alive to read this. There is a new ally in our midst, but I need your aid most swiftly. Choose a few good men and march out to meet me. The rider I have sent knows the way.
Okay, cool. So 3 people have fled, and our massive army of sacrificial lambs
my master.
is now down to 17 armed peasants, 1 spearman, and 3 armed monks. I'm guessing the game's not over because these 3 are still alive. So let's not hit the wrong button. Let's sell off all of that. Hire out the 2 spearmen we still have.
Ready,
grab
sir.
the Lord and everybody
It'll be
else.
okay, lads.
You do not have enough gold to train this unit.
Lovely.
The stockpile is full, my lord.
Of course it is. Because I was not paying attention, and now everything's filled with wood. So let's
Work
shut these
halted,
guys
my
off.
lord.
Sell the last of the cloth. Hire the spearman. Where are you
My
going?
lord,
Set over
remember
here.
your training.
Also, we should probably repair the wall. I'm just saying. Stop biting me. There we go.
You disturb my prayers. I would question your vision.
The stockpile is full, my lord.
Where lies my quest? Time to go.
Alright, we do have 1 spear left, but no coin to actually
Make it
hire
quick.
him out. So, now that everybody's gathered,
Where is the heathen's blood to be spilt?
remember which button I need to press. Send the troops out to combat. And the sacrificial lambs go
God's
first,
work
so
needs
let's have
doing.
everybody gather right here, so that way we don't have a long line of
The stockpile is full, my lord.
wielding sacrifices to get killed by the axe guys. So we'll just move everybody slightly forward as soon as the Lord shows up
The
and his heavy
devil
blade.
is afoot.
Everybody marches here. Then
We
everybody
go
marches
to
here.
cleanse this land.
Sure. And then we engage.
Are under attack!
Since they were kind enough not to help their friend. We win. Victory. Yeah, we did not have archers. Anyway, let's move on. Edwin's rescue.
It seems I'm going to get my first taste of siege warfare. I've taken my strongest men and followed the guide who's led us to a castle with William's men encamped outside it.
Objective is to rescue Edwin, and we fail if all the troops die.
William, you left me at the mercy of Olaf. You knew I needed more men, but you did not send them. Why?
Need more than troops to win a war, friend. You need guile and nerve to be victorious. I hope you have learned that lesson well.
Well, what are we doing here? Is this not Lady Seren's castle?
You have a keen eye, Matthew. It is indeed. She holds Sir Edwin Blackfriar hostage within. We recovered a message arrow from him. He offers land, title, and more importantly, troops for his release.
Sir William, I understood you and Lady Seren were to be married.
That was a long time ago. Much has changed since then. She now forges dark alliances, choosing to side with the very traitors who have stripped these lands bare.
Sure.
Let the siege commence. Now that I have them distracted, take these laddermen, and on my mark, get over that wall on the far side of the fort.
A lot of laddermen.
What's the plan? Just say the word. Ready to go.
Alright. Group 0. Yeah, that worked.
Men at arms, ready!
He's my man.
I see.
Guessing no. Or maybe.
Right-o. Oh, yeah. Over there, then.
Alright, so... The Yarn Peasants, well, the Sacrificial Lambs will be Group 1.
New orders.
Group 2 will be the Spearmen.
Close.
Your mark, sire. Woman, string up.
And Group 3 will be the Archers we didn't get last mission. So... Where's his mark? I'm guessing he's sending his troops in to take out the wooden wall first? He did say wait for his mark. Certainly taking a sweet time. Oh! The lady has pikemen. Goody. And big old keep, archers on stone walls.
Now, Matthew, move in and get up that wall.
Okay.
Yonder. Men at arms, forward.
Everybody march. So as I was saying before, sometimes rather than defending a castle, you have to siege it. And all his troops just went away. Because that makes perfect sense. Okay, we got a problem. Attack this wall right here.
Of course.
No, not where the archers are, you idiots.
Will we be fighting?
Over here, out of range of their arrows. Where are you?
Right.
Back this way, you idiots.
Oh, a command. Okay.
Right. They all died.
We move. Get up on those walls.
Oh,
Right,
yes.
Stay on the walls and work your way around to their banner. If their flag falls, so will their courage.
Have my archers shoot their archers because why not? Alright, and they're now out of range, so
We can't see your path.
move the spearmen forward. Help their spearmen with arrows, so get the ladders on the walls. Back up
We're
the
the
spearmen.
best of the best.
Oh, best of what we got.
Spurs forward. Keep ranks for our Lord.
Get up. Alright.
Minotaurs
Ladders
on
on
the
the
walls.
walls. Spearmen, however, will push off the ladders. So we gotta get people up first.
Get up on those walls.
Oh, on the
Get
castle
anybody
walls.
we got left up on the wall. Alright, spearmen cleanse this wall. We shouldn't have the archers engaged in hand-to-hand
Get up
combat.
on those walls. Get up on
Let's
those
just follow
walls.
the spearmen. The sacrificial lamb hold the rear.
Get up on those walls.
And we got 5 guys left.
We are on our way.
Up on the tower. Keep going. Kill that guy. And that guy. And this guy. Do I have any archers left? I got 1 archer left. Alright, back down.
Moving out.
Alright, take this tower. I think I did this wrong. And their troops just come up behind me. Alright, we got 3 men left, and I think they all died. So, we lose. And, we're defeated.
Hey ho.
Alright, let's try this again.
Morning.
We are your men.
We trust in your judgment.
That makes one of us. Alright, so this
Let's
time
get
around,
walking.
peasants will be group 2, spearmen will be
It'll
group
be
1,
okay, lads.
archers will again be group 3.
Deploying. Archers moving. Your loyal archers. The
Archers
men
will
are
again
in
be
good
group 3.
spirits.
And his archers are about to get slaughtered. So,
Good day for that.
Remember your training.
let's just move the
Fast as we
troops
can,
forward
sir.
while Sir William's troops get butchered like nobody's business. No, he said wait for his command, but let's be honest. Lady Saren's force is going to be distracted by the meat shields that Sir William decides to get butchered, so...
Stay close! Men at arms! Forward!
Right away,
Just
sire.
move everybody in one solid group. And while they're still out of range, my troops are still out of range of their archers. Let's just feather these spearmen.
Now, Matthew, move in and get up that wall.
Lovely!
These my guys? No, they're not. Okay. We'll have
Oh, har!
you guys tear down some of this wall. Because I believe this is still technically out of range of their archers. So we're going to quietly cut down this corner of their wooden wall and then move our forces in. Alright, so definitely not out of range because I'm fairly certain somebody just took an arrow to the head. But we now have a small hole, so there's that. And now the hole is slightly larger. Move the archers forward.
On the move!
And
We're the
spearmen.
best of the best.
And the
Over there,
sacrificial
Dan.
lambs go forward as well. Everybody goes forward. Everybody opens fire.
Look sharp, lads.
Everybody gets on this hill.
Spurs forward!
Get the ladders on the wall.
Men at
Everybody up.
arms on the walls!
Everybody up.
Get up on those walls.
I have 5 archers left. That was a bad idea.
Stay on the walls and work your way around their banner. If their foot falls, so will their courage.
What banner? Yeah, they're gonna get slaughtered by their archers. Slaughtered by their archers. Everybody move forward.
Setting out.
Right, that guy died. Alright, so now I have 11 men left. How did I manage to do this before? And we lost again. Alright, well, I'm going to have to figure that one out, but that's going to be another issue for another day. Because I'm going to call it here. Everybody stay safe from the plague and have a good day.